Ala and her children have lived with the fallout of a chemical weapons attack for a year. They fled to northern Syria and left so fast they couldn't go back to their home near Damascus or get proper medical treatment.
The shelling was non-stop. We didn't know where it was coming from or what it was. Suddenly, people started yelling that there were chemical weapons. I started putting vinegar on my children's bodies. One of my daughters started screaming. At that point, I passed out. The next thing I remember is waking up in the hospital.
The city of Douma was attacked with canisters that released chlorine gas on April 7th last year. That's according to the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. At least 43 people were killed and dozens of civilians injured. The Syrian opposition, the US and the UK say the regime was behind the attack. Russia and the regime say the attack was staged by the opposition. A week later, the US, France and the UK launched airstrikes on Syrian weapons depots. A group of civil society leaders who also survived the attack fled north like Ala. They continue organizing anti-regime activities from Al-Bab, and they say the death toll in Douma was much higher.
After helping so many people, we were completely exhausted. The chemicals started to affect us because we were touching the people and walking through it. After a while, we went down into the bunkers and found everyone was dead. I saw it with my own eyes, 187 bodies. We started moving them out so that they could be buried.
Survivors like Ala are still suffering from the side effects. She's especially concerned about her children.
My only wish is for my children to recover from what they've endured. They weren't just exposed to chemical weapons, they're suffering both physically and psychologically. My daughter wakes up from her sleep screaming. She's afraid of any knocking sounds. One of my daughters still can't breathe without an inhaler. We're living in a state of terror.
Even with international investigations confirming the use of illegal chemical weapons and calls from world leaders to hold those responsible to account, victims of these attacks will carry the scars for years to come. Obaida Hitto, TRT World.